Hey everybody, my name is Joe Bladdock and I'm a mortgage broker here in Simcoe County with Mega Mortgage. We're joined here today with Sam Thompson, also a mortgage agent with Mega Mortgage here in Simcoe County. How are you doing today, Sam?
I'm good, Joe. Thank you for the introduction and thank you for having me on today's video. How are you doing today?
Oh, very good, Sam. Thanks for asking. Yes, and today's video, we're going to be focusing on reacting to an article about first-time home buyers and how this market is proposing a sizzling challenge. So you want to get started?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Let's go.
All right, so for this one today, it's an article by AureliaMatters.com, and it's all about how first-time homebuyers are finding it really challenging to get into the housing market these days. So let me share the article with you all here, and we'll go through it. All right, so as everyone knows, the market has been heating up quite considerably, and we'll just go back to the correct article there. And the market has been heating up quite considerably, and especially here, let's take a look at some of the numbers here. So this place was listed for $399, which is a very good price for
Mhm.
Aurelia, but it recently sold for 572.5. This is a
Wow.
small little bungalow, first time home for
Mhm.
first time home buyers that normally a first time home buyer would move into. Quite crazy if you would have bought a few years ago, eh, Sam? And then now you would be able to sell for this much more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it looks like in this case, there's a 45% more is what the houses are selling for than what they were selling for last year. Quite a big jump.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
So
interesting to see that it's spreading so far north. I know, originally when we were seeing, the big exodus of Toronto, areas like, Newmarket, London, Barrie were all getting affected, but, now we're seeing it creep all the way up to Aurelia as well.
exactly. Yeah. And you know what? It's because Aurelia and Barrie, they're outliers to Toronto.
hmm
They are communities that where people are moving out of Toronto. They want to be still close enough, but not too
Right.
far. So they'll move 1 to 2 hours away, which is Aurelia, Barrie, maybe even a little bit further, but that's it. And
hmm
then that is where those markets are just really getting good price increases. And that's just not up north, it's also east and west. We're getting markets, Bowmanville and east are really picking up, and west, Hamilton and Brantford is really picking up as well as like Waterloo, Kitchener,
hmm
Guelph. Really big gains there. But let's take a look at this here. So, as a first time home buyer, if you're watching, what are you supposed to do? So, let's take a look here. So, because they're selling for 100,000 over asking, a lot of first time home buyers that we pre approve, Sam, I mean, they might be only pre approved for 250 or 350 or maybe 450.
hmm
So to get into this higher price point now, there's going to be needed a lot of changes because
Yeah.
first time home buyers won't be able to afford houses like this, whether it is one person or two people together.
hmm
And we've been seeing that. There was a client that you and I were working on there where they had actually coupled with another person to move into a home and share the home together. Wasn't that right?
Yeah, we found that they had a decent qualification together, but again, not enough to breach today's market. So
Yes.
yeah, they had paired with the client's mother actually and purchased a two-unit home so that they could again share and soften the actual mortgage payments and increase the qualification.
Yeah, that's a really, really good way to do it. And that actually is mentioned here down in the bottom of the article, where we look at here some ways that people can get into a house is to join together and buy
hmm
a home together. But looking at this here, they're saying in the next 4 to 6 months, it should be a little easier for buyers, and that's because as COVID restrictions lift off, as the spring market opens up and the summer market opens up, we'll be seeing a lot more houses come online and become available.
hmm
So it should take out that crazy bidding war mentality that we've been seeing. However, I think it's still going to leave prices elevated after the bidding wars leave because we're going to have a history now of houses selling for a
Right.
higher price.
hmm
Interesting. But it's still a good area to invest, Aurelia and Barrie, because we're on that Highway 11 corridor. I know we have a lot of hydro moving into Aurelia, a lot of hydro companies, a lot of jobs coming to Aurelia. Also, there's the new Oro-Medonte Auto Park that was just announced, where they're going to be building electric cars in Oro-Medonte. So that's going to
Right.
be quite a significant investment in the area, which will bring a lot of jobs in this area. So people from Toronto and wherever, they might be moving to this area and continue to keep the prices where they're at. So
Hmm.
any first-time home buyers that are concerned about the prices really shouldn't be, because the government is saying that we should be okay, and there's a lot of evidence that supports the fact that with the people moving up to Aurelia and Barrie, we should have good price growth for years to come.
Right.
Yeah. Although it is hard to know because there's no crystal ball, and we'll see how everything works together. And Sam and I are here to connect with you, and whatever questions you have about buying your first home, get in touch with Sam or myself, and we can go over all the different ways this market impacts you.
Hmm.
Okay, well, thanks for joining us today, Sam, and thanks for joining us, everybody out there. If you have any questions or want to get started on a mortgage pre-approval if you're a first-time home buyer, get in touch with Sam Thompson or myself, Joe Bladdock. We're mortgage professionals with Mega Mortgage. Comment, share, or like this video and subscribe, and we'll see you later.